Hi all, Andy McCow here, and in this training I'm going to give you what I call the $250,000 blueprint model. I'm going to give you the formula for it. My biggest goal today is to show you how simple it is to make a full-time income online. At the beginning of the training, I'm going to share with you some statistics, and if you hit those numbers, then you generate $250,000. Obviously, you don't have to hit those numbers. You can decide that you are going to invest more into things like traffic, etc., so that you can scale things up. You can do 10 times that if you want. Or you can decide that instead of taking the time to build this to a full-time business, you just want it to be part-time one, and then you can just scale down the numbers that I'm going to present to you. The very first thing that I want to do is give you a set of numbers, and along with this I'm going to assume some conversion rates. However, please note that the conversion rates I'm going to give you, they're pretty similar to what occurs in real life when you do things right. After this, I'm going to go through a couple of caveats, and I will share those with you as we go through that section. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the components that are necessary to make this happen. And finally, I'm going to share with you what tends to disrupt people from being able to take this simple model and run with it. What gets in their way? One of the things that stops people in their tracks is the fact that you are getting bombarded from a lot of different directions, despite having a single model to work on. You know, do this, do that, or maybe something new just happened yesterday in the internet marketing world, or jump on this bandwagon, or don't lose out, get that shiny object, and all of these kinds of distractions. So we should also mention this issue a bit later. My goal though is that when I finish with this training, you are going to know what you need to do to be able to make a full-time income online. I'm not going to be able to give you all the technical details for how you upload an article file or how you press record to record an MP3. Those are the types of things that if you're internet savvy, it will probably come natural to you. But if not, then those are the kind of things that you'll probably need to get into some sort of coaching program. Not necessarily with me, but with somebody that's done it before and are able to get those kind of questions answered. Now, one quick note about coaching, whether it's with me or with someone else. So much of what you can do online is so simple that when I finish teaching you today, you could go out there and figure it out on your own. The problem is that there is so much information out there, both from me and from other people. People want lots of information, so we create lots of information. Today, what I'm going to do here is kind of the opposite. Today is really designed to be more of an overview and to get away from all that extra detail to get you started on your $250,000 journey. There is so much information out there, and it's so easy when you're trying to figure something out on your own to spend 3 months, maybe 6 months, or even 9 months or longer trying to figure something out, and most likely you never get there. Alternatively, you probably could have got all the information in a 15-minute live coaching session. Before I get into the numbers and what it's going to take to make those numbers happen, let me just say one thing about training out there, whether it be a WSO, JVZoo, ClickBank, or from any other place. Today's training is really to zoom out and give you something more broad, and that if you take the notes away from today, assuming you know how to do the pieces, you can go away and start doing it immediately. But be careful, as there is so much training out there that it really does become confusing. There are just too many steps in some stuff out there. The reason that the training becomes really complicated is because, let's just say for example that I create a 10-minute training on how to do something. It has 3 steps, and then somebody gets in touch and they ask how to do something, or can I explain something in detail? They ask about this and they ask about that and about something else. And it's really tempted as a coach or a trainer to just say, okay, let me just start adding all of these little steps, the steps that don't really belong in the training. But somebody has asked you to throw it in, and after a while you get 100 people asking a bunch of different questions. You end up with a 100-page document with all of these different steps in, 90% of which don't apply to every single person. Each step might apply to a different person, and so what happens is that trainers, myself included, are very proud of our trainings because, we say that our training is an inbound training. You get absolutely everything you may need to know. Every secret and last question is in this massive training. But when you get to take action, you have to do all of these extra little pieces. And that's one thing I'm hoping to get rid of today. I'm just going to pick out only what you need. The truth of the matter is that people who create confusing training that is overloaded with information, they mean well, but it's confusing nevertheless. So today's goal is to keep it simple. My advice to you is, as you are building your business over the next few months, it's to keep it simple. There's a phrase that's used in the I am niche, and that is, your entire business model should fit on the back of a napkin. If you can't write out your entire business model on the back of a napkin, then you probably have too many steps in your business model. And you are going to see this today. I am going to make this really simple.